Hi, Vanita. Welcome, everybody. This is going to be our last Tuesday session of this year. Of course, we've only got a few more days left of 2020. And Faith, whose baby is crying? It's my sister. It's my sister's baby, not my sister crying. He's very, very cute, but he's not very happy right now. So I've got the door locked because otherwise there tends to be some interruptions. Some of you have seen on some of the other streams that I've been doing. Hi Balaram. Hi Mia. Let's see if anyone's here on YouTube. Hi Aman, Jai Garangi, Kanupriya. So welcome, welcome. And I've really been enjoying just connecting with you here. I think I've been telling so many people that this is one of the things that have amazed me the most out of 2020 is just the capacity to connect in a way that feels very real through this online medium, which I completely didn't expect. I think I've always been quite, not that I wouldn't use technology. I always used it, but I was wary about it. And I think, yeah, this has really been eye-opening. Hi Feng Xiao. Hi Priyanka. Hi Monique. So I wanted to have a little, I don't usually prepare so much for these sessions in the sense that I don't think too deeply about what I'm going to sing. Sometimes people ask me, how do you decide what to sing when you do something live? And when it's like a formal sort of concert or something like that, I think I do give it a lot of thought. But when it's spontaneous kirtan, devotional music like that, I like to not be too planned because I feel like that leaves it open for the right thing to present itself in that moment. So I'll share with you in a little bit what I wanted to sing with you today. Priyanka just asked about the Bhagavad-Gita. So if you were tuned in last week, you will remember that I was mentioning this Bhagavad-Gita mail out. And it's been really, really amazing. We've had over 200 Bhagavad-Gitas being requested, and they are, well, almost on their way out. If I could turn all three of these cameras at once, I'd show you. I've got a big stack of Bhagavad-Gitas in here and lots of padded envelopes, and I'm going to be starting to send them out this week. Now, please do remember, if you did request one, it's going to take a little bit of time. I think for me to do it to whatever capacity I have will take time in itself. But then there's also the delays with COVID for all postage. So please be patient, but they are coming. My friend got me this mug for Christmas. It's a little bumblebee. She said it reminds me of her. So I've been drinking out of this mug ever since. So if you do want to donate to the Bhagavad-Gita, donate and receive the Bhagavad-Gita on Instagram, you will find the link for that. It's in my bio, and then there's also a few posts about it with more information. I'm not spreading out too far and wide by this point because I've received so many requests that it's quite enough for me to handle. So you'll have to do a little bit of digging to find out the info. So what I wanted to sing today, every week I've been mostly, at first I usually sing the Maha mantra, the Hare Krishna mantra, and I want to do that today. And that should be no surprise because I usually do. But the reason, or the thing I've been thinking about today, about wanting to do this, is that a mantra, there are different mantras, there are many, many, many different mantras. And a mantra is said to be sometimes compared to a key that opens a specific door, or it leads one to a specific destination. So in that sense, mantras are not all equal, they're all different. And a mantra is also not just a song, it's not just an affirmation. It is a sacred sound key. It does carry one to a specific place. And in that sense also, a mantra, it's when I say it's like a person, well, when a mantra contains divine names, it's not just like a person, it is a person. That is the science or the theology behind mantra meditation, or meditation on the divine names, that when we recite these names, it's not just that we're thinking about that person. Like if somebody says Janavi, Janavi, they may be thinking about me, but that's not the same thing. In a transcendent sense, a transcendent way of operating with divine sound, it's said that that which is named and the name itself are exactly the same. So in that sense, the Supreme Person, God, Krishna, Buddha, by whatever name you call that Supreme Person, is not behind the name, is the name. So we can develop a relationship with that mantra. And so it's one of the main reasons for singing the same mantra again and again and again. It's sort of like if you were to say, this is an interesting example, because it is true these days that more and more in modern society there is a sort of an assumption that we can never really feel fully satisfied with one relationship with one person. That is our experience. And so we seek different kinds of connections, different kinds of partnerships to fulfill those different needs. And that is a very real thing for many on a human level. However, if we think about what is it that we're seeking, what is it that I am seeking? I'm seeking happiness, I'm seeking connection in the mind, I'm seeking opening my heart, I'm seeking an exchange of love, I'm seeking excitement and adventure, I'm seeking to be understood. All of these things, I'm seeking to be protected. So all of these things are found in that Supreme Person, or as I know him, it's Krishna. And so in making a relationship with that mantra or that name, we come closer to that which we're actually seeking. And this in turn uplifts all of our material or our everyday human relationships and interactions, because we're not necessarily looking for that in them in that same way. We're not feeling so disappointed that these relationships cannot give everything that the heart yearns for. So I hope that's not too vast and esoteric. Exploring the potential of this mantra meditation is, for me, the reason why I feel intrigued and excited to keep returning to sing this same mantra. So today, I just was sitting here playing a little bit before we started, and I started playing this tune that's a little bit complicated, perhaps, for maybe if you've not heard it before. But last night I was listening to a podcast. I don't know how many of you know the Wisdom of the Sages podcast. If you don't know it, look it up, Wisdom of the Sages with Raghunath and Kostuba. It's a fantastic podcast. It's a daily podcast, actually, a daily yoga and wisdom podcast. And I was listening to, they have a weekly on Sunday where they interview a special guest. So last night they were interviewing a very special person who had spent much of his life, with a renowned singer and practitioner of Kirtan, Bhakti Yoga, named Ayendra Das. And he was talking about how magical it was, Ayendra Das's absorption um, with his absorption, his obsession with this practice of kirtan. And just listening, I was just doing lots of dishes and I was listening and I was just feeling so inspired. So I guess that's why this tune was kind of coming to mind. And the way that Ayendra Das, he was from America, but he mostly spent majority of his life in in India. And so in India, he connected a lot with the sounds of classical Indian music and incorporated those ragas into his kirtan. So his tunes were often a little bit more complex for the Western ear, but they were extremely beautiful, and you could say they would keep you on your toes. So what I wanted to do today, with the time that we have, is really dive in. I want to invite you to dive in, to dive deep. You can dive deep just in listening. You can dive deep in singing along. And Balaram, yes, I wish you were here. Balaram and I have done so much kirtan together, and normally Balaram would be playing the drum with so many times when I'm leading kirtan in England and in other places. So I'm going to sing this tune, and my prayer as we go into 2021 is really it's a simple prayer, really. I want to dive in more to this practice of kirtan, and I want to grow in my experience and conviction in its power. I want to experience its effects in every aspect of my life, and be of service in sharing it with others. So if that inspires you too, we can pray in that way as we sing together. So we'll start with our invocation. Let's close our eyes, and together we'll do 3 ohms, and I'll recite the invocation that requests the blessings and presence of the great masters of the Bhakti tradition. Take a deep breath. Ajnana-timirandasya Gyananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam yena Tasmai Shri-Gurave Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna-prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Ashtadhya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda. So for this kirtan, we're going to use a rhythm of 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So it's like a waltz. Hopefully you can hear that. Hare Rama, thank you for trying to sing along. I know that was a little bit of a complex tune, but it's so beautiful. If you want to listen to more kirtans like that, anyone that knows Ayendra Das, you can write his name in the comments and just search on YouTube or online. There are so many recordings you can listen to of really, really beautiful traditional kirtan. Hey, Vas. I wish Vas was here as well. Okay, so we have a little time left. I just want to keep singing that tune, actually. See, once you get going, the idea is not to stop and chop and change too much. Sometimes I do stop because I know that it can be harder to go on for a long time when you're on a screen. We all get a bit of screen fatigue, but the idea is to keep going and not to stop, to just go and go. That the name should vibrate in our hearts and minds 24 hours a day. I'm very far from that, but that's an aspiration. Okay, so let's sing Govinda Hare, Gopala Hare. Govinda Hare, Gopala Hare. Hey Prabhu, Dina, Dayala Hare. So this beautiful chant, Govinda Hare, these are all names. Aisha Carol, the name is Ayendra, Aindra, Ayendra Das. Okay, so I would like to sing Govinda Hare. Govinda is the name that means that one who attracts the senses so powerfully that they don't need any other kind of pleasure or satisfaction. Govinda Hare. Hare is that supreme. It's another name for the supreme one who takes away, not only takes away the things that are unwanted in our life, but sometimes even takes away the things we want if they're not what is best for our growth. So that is Hare. I've got getting a bit of an effulgence here, an aura on the wall. Govinda Hare, Gopala Hare. Gopala is a name for the Supreme. It's a name of Krishna, who protects the cows, and it's said that our minds are compared to those cows as the cows wander through the fields, wander along the path, being protected by Gopala. And in that same way, our mind also tends to wander, tends to go in different directions. So Gopala is the one that protects. He's the protector, divine protector. And then Hey Prabhu. So in Sanskrit, Hey means almost the same thing as it does in English. Hey, oh, you. It's a calling out. Hey Prabhu. Prabhu means my Lord, my Master. It can be difficult to really say this from the heart without, in a way where we feel, I really believe it. I really believe that I have a master who's somebody that I can't see, someone that I might think I can't speak with. But part of the prayer is that if I don't fully understand it, if I don't fully relate to it, let me cry out with a hope that I do understand it better. So Hey Prabhu, Dina Dayal. Dina Dayal is that supreme person who is the savior of those who are the most lowly, the ones who are really in distress. He gives special favor to them. So in humility, many servants of God, lovers of God, consider that that is me. I'm the one who's I'm the most low, I'm the most impure in heart. So you should save me. So, hey Prabhu, Dina, Dayala, and then Hari. So go like this. Govinda Hare, Gopala Hare, Govinda Hare, Gopala Hare, Hey Prabhu Dina Dayala, Hey Prabhu Dina Dayala. You can say actually Govinda Hari or Govinda Hare. Govinda Hare is actually more accurate because Hare is the grammatical case for Hari when you're calling out to a person. So if anyone would like to type these lyrics in the comments, so anyone who doesn't know them can follow, that would be wonderful. Got my trusty tabla here. Govinda Hare, Gopala Prabhu Dina Dayala, Govinda Hare, Gopala Hare, Govinda Hare, Gopala Hare, Hey Prabhu Dina Dayala, Hey Prabhu Dina Dayala, Hey Prabhu Dina Dayala, Hey Prabhu Dina Dayala, Bhaja Govinda Govinda Gopala, Bhaja Govinda Govinda Gopala, Bhaja Govinda Govinda Gopala, Bhaja Govinda Govinda Gopala, Govinda Govinda Gopala, Govinda Bhaja Govinda Govinda Gopala, Bhaja Govinda Govinda Thank you all for joining today. Thank you so much. I love doing this, and I hope that we can continue for many weeks and months in the new year. New Year is coming up on Friday, and I'm wishing everybody here a most blessed and auspicious start to the new year. I know this has been an extremely difficult year for so many of us. So much loss. Perhaps some of you got to join the prayers for the departed event that we did a couple of days ago. It was so touching and moving. We were honoring so many loved ones that have been lost this year. So may we carry hope in our hearts going into the year to come. And when I say hope, I don't necessarily mean blind hope or a false hope. Sometimes hope can seem like, it's like something that you put on greetings cards, or it's something that makes a good inspirational meme, but it's not necessarily based on something substantial and real. But when I say hope, I mean hope and faith in the goodness of others, in that spirit soul that is animating every living entity, every living being, that is full of knowledge, full of bliss, and eternal, that knows that we are born to give, born to love, born to serve. Keeping hope and faith that by practicing spiritual practices, by becoming introspective, contemplative, that we can all rise together in consciousness. We can become instruments of service in this life. I really pray that we can enter this year with that meditation. How can I be of service in this year to come and in the rest of my life to come, however long or short that may be? That is out of our hands. So many thanks to all of you for all your support this year. And just to make a quick mention as well, if you didn't already know about my Patreon page, Patreon is a platform which allows people to support their favorite artists of all different mediums, artists and projects. I mentioned Wisdom of the Sages podcast earlier. They have an incredible Patreon where when you become a member, you get access to all this free content for learning. So I started a Patreon a few months ago, and it's been such a beautiful experience. I feel so grateful and supported. And basically, people who want to join, they pledge to support with a small monetary amount per month, whatever is within their means. And then as a gratitude, I also share a lot of behind the scenes footage. I share updates on what I'm working on. And we've also started a once a month Zoom call together, video call, where we can get to know each other. And I'm also teaching some things, sharing some things. So I do hope you can come check it out. That is patreon.com/Jahnavi Music. And if you have any questions, we have about 2 minutes now till an hour. Helen says, many thanks to you. You've given so much to us unconditionally. Thank you. I don't know if it's unconditional. It's conditional on everybody singing with their hearts, and yeah. But it's really a pleasure to serve you and to have this exchange. I really feel the reciprocation from you also. Paresh says, when are you back in the UK? Not for the foreseeable future, possibly in the spring, but for now I'll be here in the US. Veggies Fruities says, when is a new song coming? So I've been about to submit this new song that's coming out, to submit it to the digital streaming platforms for several weeks now, but we keep needing to tweak different things, but it's coming very soon. We're going to probably submit it next week, so that means it may take maybe 3-4 weeks before it comes out. It's going to be very soon. Any questions here? Ooh, all the way down. Hari Priya, when are you going to come visit us in Florida? Well, I would love to. Hopefully soon. How did you come up with Gajendra? Vinay. Rajananda. Gajendra. I feel like I've told this story a few times now, but I think I'd always... let me turn this off. I'd been inspired by the story of Gajendra for a long time, and I'd wanted to record a song, maybe using the original Sanskrit from the Srimad Bhagavatam. I'd had that in my mind for some years, and I was thinking whenever I do another album, I'll do a song based on the Gajendra story. And then when Willow and I met up, we had a long list of different themes and things that inspired us that we'd come up with. And we started going through some of them because we'd already done 2 songs. We needed the next one. And we just started discussing the story of Gajendra. Willow had also recently heard the story, and she was very inspired by it. So she said, can you, because she was really busy also working on some other music of her own, and so she said, so can you come up with some lyrics? And I was like, okay, I'll try. We kind of felt like maybe it would be good if it's in English. So yeah, I took a few days. I only had a few days, and that was probably a good thing, because sometimes you can overthink things. So it took a few days, and had to write and rewrite and rewrite. But it seemed to come together. I really think that was by divine grace, because we only had a short time, and it ended up being such a powerful song that I feel so grateful that we got to work on that. It's inspiring. And one thing that I'm not sure if I've spoken about much, but at the beginning of, or back in August when Hamilton came out on Disney Plus, I watched it for the first time. I'd never seen it, but I'd heard of the music and stuff, and it really inspired me. The lyricism of it, the way that the words just flowed, and the power of the poetry of it. And I'm not. I do write a lot, but I'm not that accustomed to songwriting in English. So the that experience of watching it was going around in my head. So part of the Gajendra song, I guess you can listen to it and see what you think, but it definitely was inspired by me watching Hamilton. So that was another thing. Anyway, thank you so much for that question. And thank you, Krishna Priya. I love the prayers for departed souls. If you missed it, it's on YouTube now, on the Bhakti Center YouTube. Okay, thank you all. I'm going to say goodbye to Instagram. Take care, and if we don't see each other again before the new year, perhaps I'll go live just spontaneously. Wishing you Happy New Year. And to YouTube, thank you all so much. Thank you, Rajananda. Someone's asking, have I ever thought about visiting South Africa? I've actually been there 5 times, just not recently. Okay, bye.